Welcome to Aubrey, Hayden, Sam, those of you who just joined us here recently. And it looks like our recording is kicked in. If anybody's watching this as a recording, welcome to you. It's orientation, and it is November 10th, Thursday afternoon. I was just kind of telling everybody we're going to take just a few minutes here to go through some things so that you can learn a little bit more about your online school. We appreciate you being here. If you have detailed questions, I'll probably try to go through this stuff somewhat quickly, so I might be able to try to help answer questions at the end if anybody has any questions. I'm going to guess that since some of you have been going to classes already, you're already getting a feel for what you can do in the classroom as far as communicating and that sort of thing. So let's go ahead and jump right in. This first PowerPoint is all about engagement. Just to let you know, we really stress for students, especially new students joining us, that we want you to be engaged in the live Class Connect session. Let me repeat that. We want you to be engaged in the live Class Connect session. Engagement helps you learn. It switches on your brain. If you're not engaged, you may suffer. Here, let me clear the page. I just cleared the page there. If somebody's writing on here, let's not do that for right now. We might give you a chance to do that here in a little bit. If you're not engaged, you may suffer negative consequences, and you might even be able to be rewarded in some classes when you're engaged, because I know a lot teachers, including myself, we give PBIS points or engagement sort of points, which can be used for prizes and stuff down the road. So I'm sure you'll learn more about that. So engagement is important. That's all right, Preston, no problem. Observable engagement. We want you to attend your class on your laptop, have a working microphone and webcam. We really, really want all students to be able to, with the click of a button, be able to, use their microphone and communicate with their teacher if called upon. All right, so make sure you have a working microphone and can use your microphone in class. Be on time, which really means be early, to your classes. I've been kind of disappointed with my period 1 class. A lot of them are arriving late, and I think I probably need to send an email out to them that they need to be on time. So make sure you're on time, even maybe a minute or two early to your classes. Don't be afraid to volunteer to read aloud. I know for all my classes, I always try to get volunteers to read aloud and for students to use their microphone. At times, the times I give the chance for students to write on the whiteboard. So when given that chance, take advantage of that, or answering questions on the whiteboard. We want you to be able to talk on the microphone, so make sure you have your working mic to be able to type in chat. If you haven't put anything in chat yet, please use the chat right now. Go ahead and practice down there, bottom right corner. I'm sure everybody knows how to do that, but go ahead. If you haven't put anything in chat yet, just put I'm here or hello or something like that. Thank you very much. My TY is a thank you to you all for following directions and doing that. I appreciate it. Great. Thank you. So it looks like chat, that's easy to do. Responding to teachers' questions and in the polling within 3 to 5 seconds. Sometimes I give my students a little longer than that. In my business classes, I teach CTE and business classes. Sometimes in there, I might give them a little longer than that to respond. So, that's a way you can do that. And that's right here. I'm clicking on polling, and right now I'm just putting yes or no polling up there. If you can see that, can you go ahead and practice just, checking yes, just to let me know you're here and can hear me and all that sort of stuff. Good. Okay. So we call that using polling, because we're taking a poll of our students in the class. A lot of times we do that to check for learning and having you answer questions and that sort of thing. Okay. So great. And then I can show you how you answered. Thank you, Mike, for letting me know. I appreciate it. Welcome to you. I'm Mr. Schellenberg, and we're just kind of trying to go through some things that we might need to know here in orientation. Make sure you stay on topic if you're using chat and communicating and giving feedback and answers to questions and things like that. Make sure you stay on topic, that sort of thing. So we do provide multiple ways for you to show you are engaged, even if you are shy. So, the use of chat, the use of communicating and answering questions and polling, that sort of thing. Thank you, Kenny, for letting me know that. Thank you for communicating. I'm going to say that most of your teachers are going to be like me, to where I really appreciate students communicating in chat. Okay, as long as you're kind of communicating, hey, I got to step away. That's one thing I do in my classes is, if students got to step away for a minute, I just ask for them to let me know in the chat box, either in that main chat or the question and answer chat. The question and answer chat down there is that black circle with the question mark in it. And if you use that and click on that, then you're basically sending me a question, and only you and I would be able to see the communication there if you use question and answer chat. We'll get to that here in just a little bit. So what happens if you're not engaged during a class period? A lot of times you'll get an email sent home and a note put in your file. For example, sometimes I have students and I'm trying to communicate with them, and I can see they're not answering and polling, and I send them maybe a personal chat and they don't respond to that, and I can just tell they're not with me. You know what I mean? They're not with me, and I can tell. If that's the case, then I usually, I've always got a notepad here. I always jot down their name, and then likely I'm going to send out an unengaged email, which goes out to the student and the learning coach, and a note is made in the system. So you just want to make sure you're communicating with your, with your teachers. All right. I can see some of you have found the arrow pointer, right? That's me putting a big circle right there in the middle with the arrow pointer. So I can see a lot of you have found that. So that's good. Okay, I'm clearing the page so we can read this again. So that's what will likely happen. So an email that is sent home looks kind of like this. You don't have to read the whole thing. But it just talks about making sure that students are engaged in the classroom. And we do want you to make note that if this is something that is a habit and is happening all the time, it could be where we, might have to look into that problem, and a chance that you would be withdrawn, because of your lack of engagement. All right. So you may get a call home, and or your learning coach may even get a text. So the bottom line is, we're trying to stress that we want you to be engaged in the classes. Besides what we do, observing besides what we observe you doing to engage in class, you should also make sure you prepare for class by completing assignments. When you see information you need to save, you can take a clip. There's a snippet option that you can use. If you type way down there in the bottom left where it says type here to search, if you click snip, there's a little snip option to just kind of take a snip picture of things that you might, need, or things that are important on the screen. And you can also take notes. All right, so I think that was the last slide on that. So let's close that out and let's bring up another PowerPoint. Any questions so far? All right, for right now, so we can concentrate on one thing at a time here, let's kind of try to not be using the pointer tool for right now. So let's start here. Arrive promptly to your classes, quickly settle in, get ready to work, set yourself up as live. Like we said before, a working microphone is required. So make sure you have a working microphone. If you don't, then you need to make sure that you take care of that right away. Make sure you attend your courses and your live sessions by way of laptop computer provided by the school. This is pretty important right here, okay? You will create difficulties for yourself and be unable to meet requirements easily if you are using a different computer. So, some students want to use their phone, and really attending school by using your phone all the time is not really acceptable because you might not be able to use all the tools that we want you to be able to use in class. The phone should only be an emergency method, and it needs to be approved for you to be using your phone. Having reliable internet and working computer, very, very important. They are requirements. You must also have access to Microsoft Office software. Okay, the basics of Microsoft Office, obviously. Let's talk again about engagement and participation. Just logging in is not satisfactory, like I talked about. I've had students that I've sent out unengaged emails to because they just don't communicate with me in class. They're not participating in polling. They're not, they're not holding their hand up. If I were to ask them to hold their hand up, they're not responding to me in chat, that sort of stuff. So, um, those are things that are just unacceptable. Okay, passive attendance is not acceptable. You'll be expected to show your participation in every class by using polling, using chat, or using the microphone, or being engaged in the breakout rooms if your teacher uses breakout rooms any particular time, sharing your work, writing, typing on the screen if that's what's being asked of you, posting work on the screen, or serving as a moderator. So, in other words, again, stressing the fact that you need to be engaged actually in the classroom. So, these are some things that we'll show you on the next few slides. So you'll want to make sure that you can do these things. Is it Amira? Am I saying that correct? Or Hayden? Okay, yeah, if you want to hold that if you have a question already, I might kind of answer it as we go along. So I'll give a chance for everybody to ask some questions here in just a little bit after I kind of cover some things, just to kind of let you know. So you want to be able to, okay, Tina, thank you. I appreciate that. You want to be able to navigate in your K-12 content. You'll want to make sure that you know how to monitor due dates and be checking for overdue status and all that sort of stuff. You'll want to be able to make sure that you can use Word and PowerPoint for your classes. You want to make sure that you know how to use the snip option, which again, like I said before, you can put snip down there in the bottom left of your screen where it says type here to search, and it will probably let you bring up the snip option in case you need to snip a document, something that might be important on the screen. You'll want to make sure that you know how to check your grade book. You'll want to make sure that you know how to screen share, um, classroom chat, and question and answer chat, polling, raising your hand, all that stuff. Let's do that right now. Let's have everybody click on the hand up button, and that should be right there. We'll do this for practice right now, and that should be towards the top right of your screen, right there towards the top of the participants panel. So let's have everybody do that, and let's see if everybody can find that. Let's see here. Okay. How about still need a hand up from Antoine, Sam, Mike, Kiara, Aziza, Gabby, Danica, Amira, Tina, Lillian, Aiden. Yeah, it's at the top right. The participants panel is the panel where we have all the names of who's in the class up there, top right, and it's right up there at the top of that. It just looks like a little hand. Everybody finding it? Still need a hand up from Antoine and Sam and Kiara and Gabby and Tina. Go to the participants panel, top right, and there should be a little hand up thing you can click on there. All right, it might be a little glitch for right now or something, Gabby, if it's not there, but it's should be probably a little square with a little hand in it. And right now I'm going to go ahead and clear the raised hands. So I just put everybody's hand down for you. Yeah, you'll want to be able to use your microphone. You'll want to be able to find and listen to recordings. So we're going to kind of go through some of these things to help us understand that. Does this look familiar? A classroom homepage? Yes or no? Does this look familiar is my question. Does this look familiar? The classroom homepage? Okay, good. Getting a lot of yeses coming in. Thank you for that. Look at that. Look at all your yeses coming in. So, you know, it says to try and do this. I don't know that I really want to have everybody take time to do this while we're doing orientation. Cheyenne, if you have a question, I'll open it up to questions here in just a little bit. Or maybe you're just testing your hand up button. So things that we feel like, you know, you need to do. You know, you're going to start on the screen when you log into the online school. OLS stands for the online school. Once you're there, you'll click on one of these according to where you want to go, the My Schedule area or classes or announcements. You'll click on the schedule if you want to see your class connects. You'll click on classes to get to your class content and your assignments. And you'll click on announcements if you want to see any important announcements that the school might be posting. So, you know, they're your main options. This is what you see when you click on My Schedule. And if you had classes, they would show up here. All right. So for this particular, what we're looking at right here, it's not showing the classes because there are no classes on this particular schedule. This is what you get when you click on classes. Okay, when you click on classes, see classes, I'm putting a red box around it. When you click on classes, you actually see each one of your classes. And then that's what, you know, if you were to click on, you know, this particular English class, then it's going to take you into the home page for that English class. If you click on this class, it's going to take you to the home page for that class, and so on. And this is actually going to show your classes whenever you click on this. Amir, you only have one class? Oh my goodness. Okay. Now, there's a lot of stuff on here, but basically this is taking you through these items here. And we could be here for a long, long time if I was showing you what each one of these items have here, but these different tabs, you know, you see this up here? Does everybody see that? See me pointing to? Give me a yes in chat if you see me with the red box and the arrow pointing to it and stuff like that. Do y'all see that? Y'all see that where I have the red box over here and the arrow pointing to it? Okay, these are your tabs, and these are places where you want to get used to using, okay? You want to get used to using it. When you click on from classes, a certain class, then it takes you to the class home, all right? So when you get to that class, you're already on the class homepage. But you have some different tabs that you can click on that take you to different places. So the class home, Here, let me get rid of that box and put a box around these one at a time. Give me 1 second here. So the class home, all right, that's where you start. Whenever you click on your class, it takes you to your class home page. Your plan, see this right here, your plan. Your plan pretty much has your calendar planner. It shows you what assignments are due and when they're due and things like that. All right, please, if you are writing on the slide, please don't do that right now. As a matter of fact, let's do this. Okay, so just to let you know, I turned off drawing on the whiteboard, so you all are not able to do that anymore. Okay, so content, this is an important one here. See me circling content? When you go to content, that's where you find all your lessons and assignments. And, you know, if you have particular units, then those units pull up and you can click on certain units and get into the content within each unit. Progress right here. That's where you can see your progress for the class, you know, how much, what percentage of it you've finished and covered and all that sort of stuff. Your grades, this is an important one. All right. Your grades tab there, that's where you can find your grades for all your classes. And please make sure that you're looking there often. And let's see here. I'm probably going to, in a little bit, kind of screen share with you so you can kind of see me maneuvering through it, so to give you an idea of what you can do and see and stuff like that. Let's see, tools. If you click on tools right there, this is what comes up. Assignments, discussions, announcements, groups, class list. Help takes you to a help page. And more has your progress. All right, we already worked on this, raising your hand in Neuro. So that's what it looks like. That's where it is. If you kind of look at the top of the participants panel, then you see this little person here with their hand up. That's the raise hand button, in case you were having a hard time finding that earlier. If you want to practice and click on that now again, you can. You don't have to. But if you see it now and want to try it, if you didn't try it earlier, you can go ahead and do that. Sending a message, send a chat message in Neuro. Okay, so chat, this is what we've been doing. In the chat, look right here. Let me get my red right there. Okay, so that means we're in room chat. Okay, the green circle down there, that means we're in room chat. The one next to it is question and answer chat. See me pointing to the black circle with the question mark in it? That's question and answer chat. And maybe that's on the next page. Yeah, okay. All right, so that's question and answer chat. Now, when you click on question and answer chat, that means that you can send me a question or comment or answer something, and it only goes to me. It starts a conversation between only you and me. If you all want to try that, you can. All right, we have quite a few people in here. I won't be able to really have time to answer everybody. But if you want to try that and send me a question and answer chat, then you just click on the black circle with the question mark on it, and you can send me a chat, and I can try to reply to it real quick here. Okay, so I had some people send me a question and answer chat. All right, are there any questions about chat? Good. Let's look at one more. Um, let's look at one more PowerPoint. Let me close this one. And there's one more PowerPoint we can go through here. So this one was put together, and this PowerPoint has some information about um, some important things that you might need to know as you go to each of your classes. You know, if you click on classes and it takes you to your classes, some important things you need to know, how to find some important information for your classes. Got to love Ron Burgundy, sorry. So the main place to find important information for your classes would be in the class announcements. As a matter of fact, I've told my students that check your class announcements every day because sometimes I'm changing things or adding things in the class announcements, or maybe I'm adding a practice checkpoint or two that I didn't have in there before. So I'm telling my students to check your class announcements every day. All right, check your class announcements every day. And they're going to be right there on your home page. You just got to scroll down. Okay. You just got to scroll down. Um, and let's see here. Here you'll find important information that your teacher posts, like weekly schedules. That's where my weekly schedule is. I put it right there in the class announcements. And also, we put some messages in there about missing assignments too. So you'll want to make sure you check your class announcements. Every teacher uses announcements differently. So it's important to check these often to make sure you aren't missing anything important. Check your class announcements daily. Amira, is it Amira? Hopefully I'm saying that. You don't see your class announcements? If you go to your class homepage and scroll down on the right side a little bit, you'll probably see a section that says class announcements. And you might want to check, each of your classes. It might look a little bit differently. So let's answer this in polling. A, B, C, or D, where can you go to find important information for your classes? Is it A, announcements, B, plan, C, grades, or D, content? Everybody, please. Pow, there we go. Is it A, announcements, B, plan, C, grades, or D, content? And right now, by you answering, I can see that you're engaged, and that's what your teachers will want to see. See, I can see what you all have answered. Now, you might not be able to see what each other has answered up there in the participants panel, but I can see who has answered. Like Lainey has given me an answer. Joey has given me an answer. Lillian has given me an answer. I don't have an answer yet from Tina. I don't have an answer yet from Hannah and some other students. All right. So I can see that, and I can see if you're engaged or not. Now, the majority of you are saying A, and that is correct. So nicely done. Announcements. There you can find important information for your classes. How to figure out what to do each day. Man, what do I do each day? Well, if I were you, I would go to your plan. Go to your plan. Most of the time, now each teacher might be different, but your plan normally is going to show your items up here kind of towards the top left of your home page. Okay, so you can click on that, and if it's a certain section that you're supposed to cover in the content, or if it's an assignment or a practice checkpoint or whatever, you'd be able to click on that and go to it, the class plan. When you click on it, you can have different views based on your preference. It might be able to show you your plan by day or week, that sort of thing. And then you'd be able to click on the event to be able to pull up what you need to do that day. Lessons assigned will have a checklist of what all to do. Some lessons will have a checkpoint or quiz at the end, but make sure to first complete the lesson so that you're prepared and pay attention. If your teacher has due dates on things, then make sure you pay attention to those due dates. See that? You might see the due date right there underneath the assignment. So what, oh, how in the world do I have that answer there already? Okay, we got it. All right, so did I do that? Maybe I did that earlier. So you click on the plan on your course homepage to see what lessons and assignments you must do for the week. Now, when you click on content, that takes you to all your content, like information in the units, certain sections and units that you need to go through. Um, when you click on it, you'll probably see down the left-hand side all your units listed that are available to you. Okay, you probably won't have units listed that are going to be for the future, but probably everything up through what you currently, what you currently are in. This right here just means that there are 32 files in the folder, maybe sections and practice checkpoints or assignments, that sort of stuff. That's all that number means. And then you would actually just you know, click on the unit to open it up. Some lessons will have a quiz or an assessment at the end, so make sure you complete the lesson so that you're prepared. Um, Me and I think most teachers just we keep things hidden in there from our students until we want them to do it a lot of times. Okay. I think you just got to have good communication with your teachers. For example, I don't ever have my tests opened up until we get to the day of the test when I want them to take the test. Then it will show up in their content. Thank you, Tina. So another way to figure out what to do each day is through the content. Again, I would really make sure you're checking your class announcements daily, though. Now, here's something that's pretty important. You might get into a unit and a section, and maybe you're reading through a section of a unit. Whenever you get into that section, thank you, Kenny. Whenever you get into a section, you may have 3 or 4 pages of a section. So you'll want to make sure that you are checking to see if there's one of these down there at the bottom that says page 1 of 4 or page 2 of, page 1 of 4, page 1 of 5. And you'll want to make sure you click the arrow to make sure you keep moving through the section. So you need to do that once you're in the sections and the units and stuff like that. So besides your class plan, where's another place you can go to find lessons and assignments? Well, in the content. Now, how do you find your grades for classes? What do you think you're going to click on to find your grades? Anybody? What do you think you're going to click on? Answer that in chat. What do you think? Yeah, you're going to click on grades. Exactly. Yes, you're going to click on grades. So let's take a quick look at what that looks like. It's right here. Okay, all these tabs we've been talking about, they're right here, The grades tab, that's really important. That's where you can get in and see your grades. When you click on that, it's going to look something like this. And you can just scroll down. As you scroll down, it'll show you all the items that you have that are counting towards your grade. And if you haven't done something, more than likely it's going to show that you have a 0 in there for it. All right, so get familiar with the grades tab and make sure you scroll down through it so you can see everything that's counting toward your grade. So what we have right here, this tells you your grade on each row here for each item. And this shows your grade for that particular unit. And it kind of looks like that whenever you scroll down. See, so you can see this little 6.01 quiz, it's worth 3 points. This graph reading task here is worth 10 points. This midterm enrollment item here is worth 81 points, Unit 6 midterm. Okay, so that's showing you how much the items are worth. Now, let's do this. I don't want us to go yet because I do want to take about 5 minutes to screen share with you and just kind of show you, how to navigate through some of this stuff. But let's do this. Everybody, please, I'm going to put polling up, and I'm going to want you to answer kind of where you are with a lot of these things that I just showed you here. A, that you're really, really confident in a lot of the things that I just showed you. B, that you feel pretty good about it. But might need to still seek some extra help on some stuff. Or are you at C? You understand most of the things, but you do have some questions. Or are you at D, where you're super lost? Okay, so think about that. Okay, I'm putting polling up, right? Make your letter choice. Look and see what your letter choice is going to be. A, B, C, or D. And pow, there's polling right there. What do you think? Everybody, please. So we have a lot of people saying A and B. So that's good. A lot of people saying A and B. So that is good. That's really good. Now, what I want to do, I want to screen share. I am going to screen share. Let me close this. So we've been through the PowerPoints we needed to go through. Let me screen share. If you go to Tools and Desktop Share, allows you to screen share, and then you select what you want to share. So let me go to this. And let me look in the classroom and make sure that I'm screen sharing. Okay, I am screen sharing right now. So can you please in chat just give me a yes or no as to whether or not you can see it's my class. It says Business 310 Management. All right, good. I see a lot of yeses coming back. So now let me get in here and point out some things. Kind of like what we were showing you right up here along the top. These are the different tabs you can go to. This up here, just if you can see this, let me look and see if you can. Yeah, up there where it says John Schellenberg as student, it means I've just changed it. So I'm looking at it as if I was a student. So this is you know, when I see it, it's a little bit different. I have more options, but I'm looking at it as a student. So, you know, here is kind of where the class plan, we were talking about the class plan, and I have these items in here for my students to be working on. Class announcements. These are announcements that I've posted for students who have not completed these items. And right here, you can see where I actually have my class plan and the class schedule. And I even have links to these items that are supposed to be completed on certain days. You know, I have links to some previous project-based learning activities. So, you know, this is kind of where you can go for that. If I were to click on content, it pulls up the content, and in content, it shows that I am in Unit 3, organizing teams, and it shows the items that are in Unit 3, the different sections that need to be read, any quizzes, practice checkpoints, things like that. I can go back and click on my Unit 1, and it pulls up everything from Unit 1, all the different sections, and any type of practice checkpoint quizzes, that sort of thing. I can click on Unit 2. Okay, so now we'll go back to we'll click on progress. I might not be okay. It's not really showing any progress probably because I'm the teacher. All right, so then you go into grades and look, different grades for Unit 1. That's what I've assigned in Unit 1. And the point amount for those items, Unit 2, and so on. So this kind of shows you, you know, if I was a student and these things have been assigned, and if the teacher says it's past due and they put a 0 in for it because I haven't done it, then that would show up there. So this is a great place for you to go on your grades tab and actually see, you know, what your grades are. Let's go back to the class home page. And for me, I usually go to my Class Connect by clicking right here. It says go to Class Connect, and that pulls up my Class Connects. Oh, it didn't switch it for you all, did it? Okay, that's no problem. I can go to my home. See this little home? Let me make sure see that home option top left. See that little home? The little house there at the very, very top left? Let me click on that. Okay, then it takes you back to this page where you can click on your schedule, your classes, any announcements. If I click on my classes, let me make sure that's showing up for you. There we go. See, I click on my classes, and those are my classes that I teach. So if you were to click on that, it should show you your classes that you have. And your schedule. Okay, so a lot of you gave me some good feedback that you're really good on what you can do. Let me pull up. Hang on just a second, and let me pull up. Okay, so any questions? I'll tell you what, if you are really, really comfortable with what you're doing at this point, because really, you know, we only have about 8 minutes left in this orientation meeting. If you're really, really comfy with where you are, then I would say that at this point, you could go ahead and leave. If you want to hang around, maybe if you have a certain question you want to ask, I'll hang around here for another 5 minutes or so. But thank you all for attending. Really appreciate it. And I hope everything goes well from here on out. Just be engaged in your classes and with your teachers and communicate. Looks like we still have about 9 of you left. If any of you have questions, you can put that question in chat, or if you want to try to use your mic and get on the mic and ask a question, I'll try to answer it if I have an answer for you. Goodbye, those of you who are going ahead and taking off. Bye-bye. Thank you for being here. I'm not sure, Amira. Do you know that you're supposed to have more than one class? Do you think you're supposed to have more than one class? Okay. Now, are you saying that when you go to your classes tab, it's only showing you have one class, or is it only showing that you have one Class Connect to go to? It only shows that you have one course. So hang on, let me screen share again, and let me close this up. So when you go there, is it only showing, you see my screen up there? Is it only showing that you have one class whenever you go there to the classes tab? Well, if you only have one tomorrow, I would probably try to get with your counselor. All right, I would probably try to get with your counselor and make sure that that they're getting your classes added for you like they should be. So I would double check tomorrow if you only have one. Okay. I'd get with your counselor and just communicate with your counselor about it. I can't answer that question, Amira. I'm not sure. Your counselor would probably have to help you with that. Any other? Let's see. How do you find your counselor? It depends. Okay, so your last name starts with P. Is that right? All right. Your counselor's name then is going to be. What year are you? Are you a sophomore, junior, senior, or are you a freshman? Oh, you're a freshman. All right. It looks like then. All right, looks like Carly Christ. I think that's pronounced Carly Christ. She is going to be. I have written down here that 7th grade through 9th grade. That's who the counselor is. So you might want to write that down.
I have a question.
Sure, Lainey.
Okay, so I don't know if you know anything about this, but it says there's like another required class I have to go to at like 5 p.m. It's like homework help, but all my homework's done.
Okay, yeah, we were sent an email by our principal that said that as teachers, if we wanted to go that, we could. If we want to do that, I can't because I have something I've got to do. But I think that's also more for students. I think some students have been invited who's now, if you're a new student, I'm not exactly sure why you would have been invited unless maybe she accidentally invited new students too or something. But I think that's mainly for students who have 2 classes or more where they're not passing. So if that's not your case, I wouldn't worry about going to it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. That was a good question. Anybody else have any questions? Yeah, Amira, since you're a freshman, it looks like that's who your counselor would be. You're welcome. Anybody else have any questions? Anything else? If not, then we are done. All right, we'll see you guys. Thank you. Appreciate you being here.
Bye. Have a nice
Bye-bye.
day.
You too. We'll see you.